Hi everyone, thanks again for joining us. I'm Nathan Myers, this is Megan Alderton. We are the co-founders of the Dance Sport Lab, a place where dancers of all ages and skill levels come to further their skills in Latin dancing.
Okay, so today's topic is about how we use our arms in dancing. So we're going to give you a few different skills and techniques to show you the importance of what we're trying to do. I think a lot of the time people just use their arms to try and create different shapes and interesting movement. However, they're actually a really important tool to make sure that you're on balance and you can control what you're doing inside of your body.
So great, let's get on with the class with some of our Dance Sport Lab dancers.
Focus for class are arms. So we're going to talk about how we use our arms, what parts we need to use when, and how we can use them to counterbalance what our actions are doing, okay? So the first thing I actually want to do, I want everyone to stand with their feet together, and all you're going to do, cross your hands in front, and you're just going to bring your arms up from the elbows. So I want you to imagine that you've got two strings attached to your elbows and someone's drawn those strings up. So do that again. So they've drawn the strings up and back, and one more time, up. Good. Now you'll see I haven't gone too high. If I went any higher, it starts to get up into my shoulders, all right? So we never want to have our shoulders going towards our ears. So I only go to the height that I can feel in my body. It's not going to affect my shoulder line, okay? So we're going to take it to that height. Everybody will feel that differently. I want you to flip your hands and you're going to draw your arms back into the body. And you're going to repeat that. Flip and draw them back in. So when I'm using my arms, the purpose of this exercise is to show which joints I'm using at what time. So it goes elbow, wrist, fingertips, elbow, wrist, fingertips. And again, elbow, wrist, fingertips, elbow, wrist, fingertips. Now, everything we do with our arms, the actual pattern of our arms should counterbalance what we're doing in our hips. So a lot of the figures we're going to do today, we're going to use that Cuban action. So just that figure 8 action through our center and our hips. So everybody just start to feel weight transfer from foot to foot. I don't want your heels to come off the floor, but you're drawing that nice tight figure 8 through your hips. And I'm going to show you how your arms work on top of this. So what we're trying to do with our arms, as my right hip goes back, I start to send my left arm in front of my body. So by the time I've done my full rotation into my left hip, my left arm is in front of my body. So the distance between my wrist and my hip is as far away as I can get, all right? So you can really see that hip line. It's nice and clear. It's framed from what I'm doing inside my arms. If I was to bring that in, it's not framed anymore. So you actually can't see the work I've just produced. So we're going to do that again. So as your right hip is circling behind your body, I want you to feel your right arm circle in front. And try that again with your left. So you're drawing small circles through your arms to counterbalance what your hips are doing. At the same time, each time you're doing it, you're making sure you're using your elbow, wrist, fingertips, and change. And 2, and 3, and 4, 1. Now, to get this amount of rotation through your arms, you have to make sure that you're actually using your shoulder, okay? So as I'm taking my arm out, I'm allowing that joint to work forward. So I'm working forward through the shoulder joint. As I'm taking my arm in front of my body, I'm actually rotating my shoulder down my back. So it's forward, rotating down my back, which draws my arm in front of my body. Yeah, so really be aware of what's happening in that ball and socket joint in this shoulder. And you will feel, or you should feel, that that's making your back quite muscular. You should feel down through those lats. It's drawing down through your back to circle that arm in front of your body. I'm going to do that same thing with our feet apart now. Exactly the same thing doing your figure 8, it will feel different. So we're going to do our figure 8, and we're working the shoulder joint, making sure as we're taking our arm out, we're taking the elbow, wrist, fingertips. Again, I don't want to take that elbow too high, because as soon as I do, I start to involve my shoulder line too much, all right? And that's where it shortens the length of my neck. And so you can keep checking as you're going through. Once you're in a full rotation, making sure that this arm is back in front of your body, away from the rotated hip and thigh, drawing it back in. And now we're going to turn that into a cucaracha. So you're just going to go 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're combining those two actions that we did. The action with our feet together, and then the one when we stood with our feet apart, and that's what's making our cucaracha here. 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1.